If you've ever played Madden this year or Madden post update, you know you're going to be seeing one coverage most of the time. Mike Blitz 3. It dominated the pro scene in the classic, even with two linebacker positions not being occupied by safeties. It was still dominant presence by guys like Dreeny, by guys like, who else? Who won? Dreeny won 3 times using this Mike Blitz 3 setup, basically. So, and AP used it. Everyone was running this. Everyone is running Mike Blitz 3. And it's a good coverage. It's a good coverage. At the end of the day, it's a really good coverage. And it's hard to bomb post cover 3, post patch cover 3. And this is what people are running. Curl flats at 25. They're using this guy. This guy's dropping back, and literally this is what everyone's running. And, it looks like a fantastic defense. Sending 2, right? Everything's covered. Until we hit them with a beater, right? A lot of times they won't deep half, and let me show you how to do it. You're going to go into gun wide trips Pats. You're going to call the play PA Pats Cross. It's even in your audibles, stock. And I love this play because you actually have some really cool concept in this play. You got this really interesting crosser by Edelman. You've got this really nice deep in by Harry, and you've got this speed out by Bird, all of which are very good to build route combos off of, but this video is not about that. This video is about actually beating Mike Blitz 31 with one play. With one play scores. So, streak X, motion over RB, and that's all you really need. But I think streaking A also to hold the middle safety helps, and do whatever you want with the running back. Keep the play action, cancel it. And as you can tell right there, easy one play touchdown. And it's a quick one too. You can really quickly hit it down the seam. Now, why does it work so well? Well, to show you this, we're actually going to show you it without the motion. And yes, it technically does work without the motion. Watch this, ready? But the throw has to be timed better. As you can tell, you need Gunslinger, you need this throw to be timed better. It is possible, right? If you do keep attempting to do it, I will show you this. It is 100% possible to absolutely strike this ball right here. Ready. You do need to get a really good pass lead. It's not as consistent, but let's forget about the pass, right? Without it. You notice that even without the motion, what happens, right? I only do this for that. I wouldn't ever throw it without the motion, but it is possible. But this actually illustrates what happens. Watch Kevin King. He follows this route, and then he turns away. Why does he turn away? You'll notice as this crosser crosses over into this side of the field, right? Past the hash marks, he turns his hips to look at the crosser. For some reason, this crosser is incredibly glitchy. It glitches out Kevin King. So I've actually incorporated that into doing this. Now, Kevin King is just terrible, and he'll get glitched that easily, but this has worked in mud. It's won me Super Bowls. It's won me big games in mud against better players, honestly. Now, this is without the deep half. As you can tell, you can do it without the deep half, without the tight end on a streak. You can easily do it, but in mud, the middle third is going to react quicker. I recommend streaking the tight end for that reason. Another reason is also it's also a good read. Like it's I'll show you this. Ready? I put maybe build a route out of this Y on an option, streak him over. Now watch this. Ready? If I know he's sending 2, for example, if his user jumps over to X, I can throw this pretty quickly there. And it also forces his user to kind of stay on this guy, because he can't be on this guy, because if he shifts too hard over to this side, he'll give up a touchdown here, and he'll give up a touchdown here. So it forces his user, if he decides to use this guy, let's say you don't have identifier and you can't pick it up, right? Or, you don't know where his user is. He can't just hop these 2 routes, because a computer can't hop it, but a really good user can hop between 2 routes like that. It's not easy, but a really good user with some really high change of direction and stuff, he can hop between those 2 routes. It is possible. I've seen it happen, which is why hop between those 2 routes. But so you're making it really difficult on his user to essentially jump between those 2 routes. He's not being able to just take this one away and then kind of bounce back here. It becomes really difficult for him, is what I'm saying. Anyways, reset the play. So as you can tell, this works incredibly well right here, and this works consistently against many coverages. Doesn't have to be Mike Blitz 3, but as you can tell, if you ever get this look where this guy drops down into the box, Sometimes you'll get that. I mean, that's just a beautiful look. And as you can tell, you don't need speed for it too. Now, if you're like, well, I'm going to prove to you how little speed you need. This is Edelman, who's 86 speed. He's not quick. This is just basic coverage right here. Streaking Edelman, streaking the tight end, wide on an option. I like this option in case the user decides to run with this. I can throw the option usually underneath. And I mean, look at that. That's Julian Edelman wide open up the seam. And I mean, Kevin King is just doing his recreational, like, daily practice of what he did in the NFC Championship. You know, he just decides to not guard the route he's supposed to. Look at him go. And the timing of the throw, usually the second you see him kind of cut to the sideline like this, you can throw it like this. It's very consistent. I love this. Now, a good player is just going to see that one time. You hit him with this one time, he'll just deep half, right? And we have ways we can actually attack around this if we wanted to. But obviously it's not going to work around deep halves, which is to be expected. I mean, no beater. Deep halving a cover 3 is one of the simplest ways to stop the beater, but obviously we have ways around that, and if you want to see them, well, you'd have to ask for an ebook, because I ain't going to give that away for free. That is already getting in a scheme, and you'd have to lab them yourself, but I'll be honest with you, it's just deep half beaters. There's quite a few of them. It's hard now because they can have their curl flats set deep, but either choose to attack underneath or over the curl flats is usually the simplest way to do it. Again, can't give everything to you guys. You guys got to somewhat work for it, which is in your ebook. But yes, you can hit this with Edelman for a one-play touchdown, who's got -4 speed on Kevin King, by the way, with a blitz coming in my face. So, yeah, I think it's... Look how quick that beater is. Just... I mean, there's not a cover 3 beater in the game, I think, that I found that I know of that is this quick. Not even Jet Stick. I mean, I'm able to throw this right in that seam area, and he's able to go for very big yards. And so that's pretty much all I have to show you. I might just show you against a couple cover 3s if you'd like to see it. We'll look at a couple other ones, and that's it. The important thing I have to mention is the trips have to be to the short side, which is a very weird way to run it. That's kind of the only tell of this formation. You can easily mask that by running a couple plays, trips to the short side. With U-trips motion, it's not that big of a deal. We just do something like this. I'm just not going to be sending a lot of routes. Right, this is the nickel 2-4-5 double A gap cover 3. I know, like, I'm not picking random ones. I'm picking ones you'd actually expect to see in a game. As you can tell right here, he's right there, wide open, and I mean, touchdown again. Even though he's super slow. Here is, I'm just going to show you some cover 3s I actually expect you to see in the game if it's not Mike Blitz 3. The dime 1-4-6 one is one. I'll tell you that doesn't work. 2-4-5 works just like Big Nickel, which I know this one works for a fact. I've done it against Big Nickel many times. Y trips pads, P bats cross, streak X, streak the tight end, option route Y. You can do whatever with Y. Motion him across again. Oh, that's no gunslinger. Oof. Okay, that's weird. So as you can tell, sometimes you have to wait a lot longer against the cover 3. And watch this. Ready here, I've got a really good motion. But watch this. Ready? You just want to be patient. You just want to be... Oh my god, terrible pass lead. I can't pass lead it properly. The middle third is glitching out, but against some cover 3s, I guess the middle third is staying with it, but the outside third is glitching out. Let me just do this. Let me just spy this so I don't have to worry about the practice mode pass rush. I know it doesn't work against the dime 1-4-6 one. It should work though. Let's just try this. I just can't get the right... There we go. It's there. Even with slow-ass Edelman, I just needed the time to get that throw. You see, against some coverages, it takes a lot longer to throw, and that's because the middle third does a great job at guarding it. As you can tell, this middle third, you have to throw this really hard to the outside, so you need this one to drop back a lot lower. You need him to completely let the route go by, and I can throw it in this area, and then it's a pretty easy touchdown. Obviously, if I have a little bit more speed there, it works. Let's try it without that for a second. Let's just try doing this without any fancy QB spy or anything like that. Hopefully we don't get a throw out a sack. I mean, yeah, it's there. It's tough because that element is really slow, and Cam doesn't have Gunslinger and he has a horrible release, but I mean, I think I've proven that the beater works. Obviously, he can just simply man this guy up, which, if you're suspecting him manning him up, put your guy on a slant here and see what happens. If he stays, pay attention to that. You see there's no deep half on the right side? Remember that for next time when you run the beater, and you can take advantage of that. So you can do something like a slant here. Now, not a lot of people have manned it up, but I have seen people man it up, which is kind of what they do a lot. And then you just have something like this, where they'll just run it like this. And there you go, touchdown. So, that's one way to beat him. If it's deep half, though, you can take advantage of deep halves by using like flat wheel combos, something like that, where you'll do like this because something like this, where it's like this, because the deep half is just going to kind of go deep, and he won't actually be able to play the wheel, and you'll just be able to attack those all day. So, yeah, that's all I got to say, and I hope this somewhat helps some of you guys. I'll show more deep half beaters if you guys would like an ebook. I can't give everything away in this video, but yeah, I haven't seen anybody talk about this Carry 3 beater, and I hope it helps some of you. I know Michaelis 3 is very common, and I hope this gets your opponent out of it, forces them to deep half, forces them to play something unique. And yeah, I hope this helps you win games, and wish you the best of luck.